few benefits and key elements of my internship here in Chile is surfing and getting to use the equipment to go on surf trips. So this, I'm bringing it all the way back to October, was one of my first trips to Pichilemu, to Punta de Lobos with Tio Logan and Tio Kev. This was such a beautiful trip, so come along for the drive. This was only a day trip, and we did also end up bringing a couple of the volunteers with VSP, which was lovely. But seeing as this was my first time in Punta de Lobos, I just wanted to take some time to ground myself and really appreciate where I was. So while they went off to catch their first dream waves, I stayed behind to explore the area. Here is a little excerpt from my little journal entry that I did for my perch here as I was reflecting on where I was at. I am rather precariously perched upon a lovely, wide-sprawling pine overlooking Punta de Lobos. I sway with the tree in the wind. Marvin Gaye and Billie Holiday serenade me to the sound of crashing waves. What a life. I once again find myself bathed in immense gratitude and serenity. I am forever grateful to always find a home amongst the waves and trees, between the shore and the clouds, surrendering to the tides and currents. So in case I haven't made it clear, I am an amateur surfer. I have no business surfing off Punta de Lobos, but Logan and Kevin do, and it was a pleasure to get to watch them. Here they are headed down this entry spot. I don't know, it just blew my mind that they could do this. I was watching in awe, filming and taking photos, but of course. Must be the sailor in me, guys, but something about the wind just feels like it cleanses my soul. I could have sat here all day letting the wind whip across my face and watching the waves, feeling the saltiness in the air. I absolutely loved it. But then it was time to meet the gang for a lovely lunch at Club Siwa. I then realized there is no time like the present and forced myself to put on my wetsuit and get out in that water. I will say it was basically like a half hour of me just paddling for my life and catching jack shit. But you know what? This was amazing because I could say, hey, I tried to surf in Pichilemu, and that was a dub. Flash forward to mid-November and we are off on another surf trip. This with the beautiful gang of gangs. Logan here is driving us. I am the passenger. We have Brandy, Kiara, and Katie. This is a trip for the books.
Oh, look at the wave. Holy shit, there's the wave.
High range
ended up staying in this super cute cabin. Shout out Logan for finding this place. It was sick and perfectly fit our needs. And then we were off surfing. Once again, I did not last too long, but it was an experience nonetheless, and I am proud for getting myself out there. That afternoon, I decided to end up accompanying Logan to his secret surf spot, of course, just as an observer this time. We then made it back to the cabin to have a lovely family dinner together. This was so sweet to all cook together. Absolutely loved it. And then we had to go enjoy the sunset, but of course... Guys, absolutely love these girls so much. Kara and Katie, love you. We went for a nice little stroll, just taking it all in, watching the clouds. The next morning we had a little brekkie, and then me and Kara went to drop off Logan for his early morning surf sesh because he's just such a surfer. And we came back to see if we could surf out front of our cabin, but it was not looking too hot. So we just decided to make the hike over back to our secret little beach and spent the day there. Everyone was climbing and sheltering from the sand and the wind. I wanted to go on a lovely little photo walk to explore this beautiful coastline. I also went ahead and had a little snack break because we had prepped some lovely sandwiches using our ingredients from the dinner before, and I just sat taking it all in. I also, of course, had to do a little bit of journaling, but of course, some reflection, and I'll leave you with some little thoughts that I had that day. I am settled between the various rocks and boulders jutting across the shoreline of Puerto Cio, at a beach entirely to ourselves. In fact, the beach is quite the understatement. It is the most beautiful coastal vista my eyes have set upon. I once again find myself in a breathtaking world filled with reverence and love for the beauty I get to witness. What a striking reminder of what I really am a part of. I thank my ancestors, my loved ones, for the path they walked so I can walk this one. What a blessing and gift it has been. And I also must share my gratitude for my friends. I get emotional too, thinking of how fortunate I am to have crossed paths with them. They are so vibrantly funny and authentic. Katie, Kiara, Frandy, and Logan, what a pleasure this has been.